Hello friends, welcome you all for this today new video, and today we are going to see a equation question that is asked in Bank of Baroda 2016. Friends, I think many subscribers have mailed me that this equation question looks something different. Why? Because look at here friends, the equation starts at x cube and here the equation starts at y cube, and where the students can't able to solve this question. Something different, right? I can see this equation completely different. Why? Because we have solved many different questions on equation, but we have targeted only quadratic equation. But now in this Bank of Baroda, they have asked, this is not a quadratic equation, but they have started with x cube and y cube. So friends, there are two methods to solve. I think I have explained in this video, and additionally I have took some of the example that is based on this equation so that you can have a better practice. If they ask you the same question, same concept in IBPS PO 2016 prelims, so that you can crack this question easily. And important thing is that the 1000 students who got the online practice set, they will receive, I think they will receive the user ID and password by today. So kindly check your mail and go to the online package test. And friends, don't click here and there and write the test, right? We have scheduled you, I think we have mailed you to follow the proper procedure to write the test. If you follow those procedure, you can understand what are all the mistakes you are doing. One thing, after writing every exam, kindly review it, right? What are all the mistakes you are doing, where you are spending a lot of time, and some of the DI will be so difficult because I have prepared the DI. So I think some DI will be difficult, but answer key is also given in the online test itself. After writing the test, you can see the answer key at the bottom so that you can learn properly if the question is so difficult. So friends, only thing is that follow the schedule properly which we have mailed so that you can have a best practice for this IBPS PO 2016. So friends, the next set of 1000 online package will be starts from Wednesday. That means this week Wednesday. So friends, we are planned to give 500 online practice set free for the students, those who are handicapped. So friends, if your friend is writing a bank exam who is handicapped, don't worry about that. Ask the person to send a call letter to us mail ID so that we can provide the online access free, right? So don't worry about that. If your friend is like that, kindly ask them to mail me the call letter so that I can provide all the 140 online practice set free for him so that he can clear the bank exams. Let me move on to this equation question which they asked in Bank of Baroda 2016. Now let me move on to the equation question. I think the equation question that is asked in Bank of Baroda 2016. So friends, listen carefully. We have in my YouTube channel, we have shown many types of different equation. I think we have shown how to solve the quadratic equation fastly and how to solve the quadratic equation that is based on roots, and we have shown many categories of question that is based on equation. But now in Bank of Baroda 2016, they have asked a question like this, that is x cube minus 13x plus 12 divided by x minus 1, and here it is y cube plus 5y square minus 2y minus 24 divided by y minus 2. So friends, listen carefully. If the equation has y square, y and constant, or x square, x and constant, so this equation can be said as a quadratic equation. But here when we look at the equation starts at y cube, so we can't able to say that this equation is quadratic. Listen carefully friends, I take this term. If the equation starts at 5y square minus 2y minus 24, then I can say that the equation in the numerator is quadratic. But now the equation starts at y cube 5y square minus 2y minus 4. So I can't able to say that the numerator equation is quadratic. Similarly, look at the x term friends. The equation starts at x cube, x and a constant. So both the equations are not quadratic. So friends, I think learn these types of equation because I think IBPS PO 2016 prelims can also ask these types of question. So better learn this. I think this will definitely help you if they ask in this IBPS PO 16 prelims exam, right? So friends, how to solve this equation, whether there is any technique to solve, you can refer any website, and where they have told that better divide the value and you can find the factors, right? I think dividing will not be easy friends. We can't able to just like that divide this equation by y minus 2. You can't divide. You will definitely make a mistake. If you divide this, it will definitely take you, I think 1 minute will take you to solve this equation. And there are two methods to solve this equation friends. One is I used to call long division method, which we learned in 10th standard, I think so, long division method. I think this we learnt in 10th or 9th standard, right? And the second thing is that synthetic division. These are the two methods to solve this equation question. right? So friends, I think the better way is that eliminate this long division method. Don't use this long division method. Why? Because I won't say that this is long division method. I used to say that this is long procedure method. So I think better we can avoid this method. We can follow the synthetic division method. Why? Because synthetic division method will be so easy and you can crack these types of question within 30 or 20 seconds. We can easily find the factor by using a simple trick, right? So don't worry about that. I can definitely teach you how to solve this equation by using a simple logic, so everyone can understand this. And the better, if you refer any books or any website, they used to solve this equation by long division method. Kindly don't follow that procedure. If the equation, you can follow long division method for the first equation, but when we take second equation, you can't be able to solve the factors within 1 or 30 seconds. So better thing is that you can follow the synthetic division method, right? So let me move on to this equation question that is asked in Bank of Baroda, and let me try to solve this equation by using a synthetic division method. Let me move on to this first question, right? So friends, I am going to teach you the shortcut, so listen carefully. I can teach you slowly, right, so that you can be able to understand clearly. Friends, I am just going to take the first equation alone, that is x cube minus 13x plus 12 divided by x minus 1. Now take the numerator part alone. Don't take the denominator part, take the numerator part alone, where the numerator part is x cube minus 13x plus 12, right? This is the numerator part they have given. So friends, if you need to follow the synthetic division method, listen carefully. We need to take the coefficient of x alone. Friends, here it is x cube, starts at x cube. Coefficient of x, that is 1. Can you understand, friends? Coefficient of x, that is 1. So I can write 1 here. There is no x square term, right? There is no x square term, so I can say that 0. And here there is an x term, coefficient of x, that is minus 13, so minus 13, and last constant will be 12. Friends, can you understand, right? Always write the equation as x cube, x square, x and constant. This is the format, right? X cube, before x cube we have a coefficient 1, and we need to concentrate on the second term, that is x square. But in the given equation we can't able to find any x square value, so I am written as 0 here, and x. Before x, coefficient of x, that is minus 13, and the constant, where the constant is 12, right? And step number 2, listen carefully. Just going to draw like this. I think now everyone, by seeing this diagram, you may see that, oh, we have learned something. In your childhood days, we would definitely learn this, right? So friends, we need to find the roots from this equation. Better thing, use one simple shortcut, right? See here friends, this is the equation they have given, right? Look at the denominator, x minus 1. Friends, listen carefully. The denominator is x minus 1. I can say that x minus 1 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 1. Friends, can you understand? This is the simple technique, right? So x minus 1 in the given and the denominator, so I can say that x minus 1 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 1. Substitute 1 here. Initially we need to put 0, 1 plus 0, that is 1, 1 into 1, that is 1, 0 plus 1, that is 1, 1 into 1, that is 1, minus 13 plus 1, the resultant will be minus 12, so minus 12 into 1 into minus 12, so finally it becomes 0. Friends, can you understand this procedure? Whenever the number comes here, we need to multiply with the number. Whenever we are putting a numbers here, we need to add, right? I'm just going to explain once again so that you can understand clearly. So friends, listen carefully. Initially we need to put 0 here, right? This one I have taken only based on the denominator. X minus 1 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 1. So initially we need to put 0 here, so 1 plus 0, that is 1, 1 into 1, that is 1. When 1 comes here, we need to add 1 plus 0, that is 1. When the number comes to the denominator, we need to multiply 1 into 1, that is 1. So minus 13 plus 1, the resultant will be minus 12. So minus 12 into 1, that is minus 12. Now the last term will be 0. So now I can say that this is x square, and here it is x, and here it is minus 12. So this is the denominator part which we obtained. Listen carefully friends, and here which we are having a one root, that is x minus 1 divided by the denominator which we have given, x minus 1 is equal to 0. Friends, can you understand this? right? Now I can say that x minus 1's cancel, so remaining part will be x square plus x minus 12 equal to 0. So finally we have obtained the quadratic equation for the question number 1. If we found the quadratic equation, then finding the factors will be easy, right? Friends, can you understand? If you find the quadratic equation, the remaining procedure will be same part, so don't worry about that. These are the questions will be easy. I think 4 into 3 will be 12, so the final roots will be minus 4 and plus 3, right? So friends, this is the important region. You should learn the concept clearly. Listen carefully. Here it is, this is x square and x, and here it is minus 12, right? And we have written here 1, so this should be taken as x minus 1, and already we are having a denominator x minus 1, so x minus 1 get cancelled. So finally we have obtained x square plus x minus 12 is equal to 0. So friends, similarly let me move on to question number 2. Look at the numerator, friends. Y cube plus 5y square minus 2y minus 24, right? So the numerator which they have given is y cube plus 5y square minus 2y minus 24 is equal to 0. Friends, listen carefully. We are going to follow synthetic division method. Starts at coefficient of y cube, then y square, then y, then constant, right? Coefficient of y cube, that is 1. Coefficient of y square, that is 5. Coefficient of y, that is minus 2. And finally the constant will be 24. We are going for a synthetic division. You know that always we need to put 0 here. And this number is to be taken only based on the denominator. Look at the denominator, friends. Here it is y minus 2. So this can be written as y minus 2 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 2. So now substitute 2 here. So 2. These are the tricks, right? This is not the procedure. These are the tricks to find the number easily, so that you can crack the question within 30 seconds. So we need to add 1 plus 0, that is 1. 1 into 2 will be 2. 5 plus 2 will be 7. 7 into 2 will be 14. 14 minus 2 will be 12. 12 into 2 will be 24. So finally the last term becomes 0. So now this equation can be written as y square, and here it is 7y, and here it is plus 12. So finally we have written this equation, and we know that here it is 2. So this should be written as y minus 2 divided by, finally we found the numerator part, and the denominator part which they have given y minus 2 equals to 0. So now we can say that y minus 2 will cancel. So finally we have obtained a quadratic equation, that is y square plus 7y plus 12 is equal to 0. So friends, I think in the first part we have found what is the quadratic equation for the first term, that is x term. Now we have found that what is the quadratic equation for the second term. Then finding the answer will be so easy, right? These are the simplest question, but only thing is that we need to find this quadratic equation properly. This is the method to solve these types of questions, friends. Let me take some of the examples also, so that you can understand the concept clearly, right? So friends, let me move on to all the different example question. I think if you watch all the 4 or 5 questions, so that if they ask this question in IBPS PO, you should definitely crack this question, right? Let me now take some of the example question that is based on the concept called x cube equation, right? So friends, I think I have referred many CAT level books, and I can't able to find this equation. And finally I found this equation only on 10th standard CBSE books, right? So friends, listen carefully, and you should know how to solve this equation, right? If they ask in IBPS PO, you should definitely crack this question. So friends, our only target that we need to convert this equation into quadratic equation. If I convert this equation into quadratic, solving the remaining part will be so simple, right? So first of all, you know that we used to follow this only synthetic division method. If you need to follow synthetic division method, so first of all, coefficient of x cube, coefficient of x square, then x, then constant, right? So friends, first of all, let me take the numerator part alone, right? Here it is x cube. We know that the coefficient of x cube, that is 1. Then coefficient of x square, that is minus 18. Coefficient of x, that is 99. Then the constant is minus 162. So we need to follow by using a synthetic division method. You know that initially we need to put 0 here, no doubt about it, right? So friends, listen carefully. This number is completely based on the denominator, right? Here the denominator is x minus 3. So I can say thus x minus 3 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 3. Friends, this is not the procedure, right? I am saying that this is the one of the trick to find the value here, right? If you doesn't know this trick, people might spend lot of time here. So the better thing is that see the denominator, x minus 3 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 3. Now write 3 here. Friends, listen carefully. 1 plus 0, that is 1. 1 into into 3 will be 3, minus 18 plus 3, the resultant will be minus 15. Minus 15 into 3, the resultant will be minus 45. When we add both the numbers, the resultant will be 54. I think when we add 54, when you multiply 54 into 3, the resultant will be 162. Now I can say that the last number becomes 0. Now this equation can be written as x square minus 15x, then here it is plus 54, then finally we have found the quadratic equation. Listen carefully, here one term, that is 3, this should be written as x minus 3, and finally we found the numerator part where the denominator is, here the denominator value is x minus 3 is equals to 0. So finally we have converted the numerator, we have split the numerator into two parts, that is one is quadratic region and another is a single term, that is x minus 3. Now I can say that this x minus 3 and x minus 3 will be cancelled. The remaining quadratic equation will be x square and minus 15x, and here it is plus 54 is equal to 0. So you can now find the values of x, right? I think we can find the value of x. It is 54, right? So I can say that the factors will be 9, 6 are 54. So I can write 9 here and 6 here. So minus 9 minus 6. When we multiply both the number, 9, 6 are 54. When we add both the number, the resultant will be minus 15. So I can say that x1 is equals to plus 9, then x2 is equal to 6. Friends, can you understand? First of all, our target to convert this equation as a quadratic equation, then the denominator part and the numerator part will be cancelled. So only the quadratic equation will be remains, and from this quadratic equation we can find the factors. So finally we have found the factors that x is equal to 9 and x is equal to 6. So this is the proper way to solve this question. So similarly, let me solve all the remaining two questions. Let me now take the question number 2. Look at the question number 2, friends. X cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6 divided by x minus 1 is equal to 0. So first of all, we need to take the numerator part. Coefficient of x cube, that is 1, coefficient of x square, that is minus 6, and coefficient of x, that is 11. Then finally the constant will be minus 6, right? So we need to follow the synthetic division method. Always initially we need to put 0 here, and this number should be written only based on the denominator. Here the denominator is x minus 1 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 1. So I can write 1 here. Then follow the same procedure, friends. 1 plus 0, that is 1. 1 into 1 will be 1. 1 minus 6 minus 5, then minus 5 into 1 will be minus 5, 11 minus 5 will be 6, 6 into 1 will be 6. So finally it becomes 0. So this equation can be written as x square, and here it is minus 5x, and here it is plus 6 is equals to 0. So friends, finally we found the quadratic equation, right? You should not say that this is quadratic equation. The proper methodology is that x square minus x plus 6, then we should write this equation as, this is the equation which we found here, right? And already here it is 1, so this should be written as x minus 1, and the denominator part, here the denominator part is x minus 1, that is equals to 0. So finally I can say that x minus 1 will be cancelled, and similarly finally the last term will be x square minus 5x plus 6. Now if we find the factors, I think 6, 3 into 2 will be 6, minus 3 minus 2. When we multiply both the numbers, the resultant will be 6. When we add both the numbers, the resultant will be minus 5. So I can say that the factors x1 is equal to 3 and x2 is equal to 2. So finally we found the roots for the given equation, that is 3 and 2. The third question, numerator part, friends, where x cube minus 7x square plus 16x minus 12. So similarly write the coefficient of x cube. Coefficient of x cube will be 1, coefficient of x square will be minus 7, and coefficient of x will be 16, and the last constant will be minus 12, right? So we need to follow the synthetic division method, and we need to put 0 initially here, and this number should be written only based on the denominator. Look at the denominator, friends. Denominator part will be x minus 2, so this can be written as x minus 2 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 2. Now we found that the number 2 should be written here. So 1 plus 0 will be 1, 1 into 2 will be 2, so minus 7 and plus 2, I think this will be written as minus 5, right? So minus 5 into 2, minus 10, 16 minus 10, the resultant will be 6, 6 into 2 will be 12. So finally we obtain 0. So friends, now this equation can be written as x square, and here it is minus 5x, and here it is plus 6, and here the remaining term will be x minus 2 divided by, and the denominator part which they have given is x minus 2 is equals to 0. Now we can say that x minus 2 gets cancelled, and the remaining will be x square minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. Then we can find the factors as 3 and 2, minus 3 minus 2. I think when we multiply both the numbers, the resultant will be plus 6. When we add both the numbers, the resultant will be minus 5. So I can say that the factors for this question, that is x1 is equal to 3 and x2 is equal to 2. So friends, this is the proper methodology to solve these types of questions that they asked in this Bank of Baroda exam. So friends, download this video before going for IBPS PO exams. So don't forget to watch at least 5 minutes of this video, right? So that you may recall it, how to solve these types of questions. Because SBI have concentrated this year. I think we have seen many different questions. You should definitely remember that. Friends, listen carefully. I think many different questions in this year 2016 we have solved on the equation. That is the equation. We have solved these types of equation, right? 4 root 3 into x plus root, I don't know exactly, but I'm just writing it, right? So this question that is asked in SBI PO 2016. Then another question, x square minus 6 root 3. I don't know exactly, but I'm writing it, right? So 48 is equal to 0. And this is the question that is asked in SBI. And also another important question, that x square minus 6 root 3x plus 48 equal to 0. Friends, look at carefully. Can you see the difference between both the question, which is most important? Here it is 6 root 3x, where root is only alone for number 3. But here 6 root 3x. But here the root that is common for both 3 and x. So this should be solved differently and this should be solved differently. And we have solved both the question on my YouTube channel. So kindly don't forget to learn all the different part of equation question, where you can find these types of question in upcoming IBPS PO 2016.